Hey guys, good morning. Just want to do a quick walkthrough on how to set up Chatfuel with the Zillow Estimate API. This will basically give you the ability to have your chatbot retrieve home valuations for your users. So this is a quick walkthrough. First things first, you'll want to come to Zillow. This particular URL, I'll drop it in the description where you can create a new account. This will basically give you a ZWS ID, and this will allow you to call Zillow's API. So go ahead and do that. Once you have your ID from Zillow, um, you'll want to use that within the URL. So I created a web service for you all that you can use for free. This talks to the Zillow API to get an estimate for a particular home address. I bolded some values that you'll need to edit. So the ZWS ID, you'll have to replace this with your ID you get from Zillow. The address, this will be the address that the user gives you within your Chatfuel bot. Same with the city state zip. Just replace this with the zip code, and I'll walk you through how to do this within the bot itself. So again, this service is free. Um, I won't get into too much of the technical detail here, but I built this with Amazon Web Services Lambda. This basically gives me a way where I can create a service for you guys that's I'm only charged for the time that it's used, and it's pretty cheap. Every per million request, it's only 20 cents. So very cost efficient, and like I said, again, it's free to use. So let's jump into it. So here, this is a chatbot I have. It's a demo. I have quite a few blocks in here, but right now I created an example one called Zillow Home Valuation, and we can just look through it. So right now I'm just greeting the user. I'm asking them if they would like to get their home value. I'm setting up some quick replies. All this is optional. You can do whatever you want within your particular bot. But you'll want to pay attention to the user input section. So here I'm asking the user for their street address, and I'm giving them an example as well. So you should do this so they give you the right format, and I'm saving whatever answer they give me to an attribute called home address. So if you're familiar with Chatfuel, you can save user inputs into attributes. So I'm doing the same thing here for zip code. I am saving it to a home zip code attribute. These two fields, we're going to be using these within the web service URL that I showed you earlier. So here, got a quick message that I'm generating a report, waiting a couple, about 3 seconds until here. Again, you want to pay attention here. You'll need to add a JSON API card, and within this card, you'll just want to do a GET request to the URL that I mentioned before. Again, I'll drop this in the description so you see the format. But as we scroll through it, here the ZWS ID, you want to make sure that you replace this with whatever ID you get from Zillow. Please don't use mine. The address, here I am replacing it with whatever the user gives us. So home address, that's the attribute. And the same with the city state zip. I'm just replacing that value with the attribute from the user response. So that's it. It's pretty straightforward. In your bot, you can do other things. You could, for instance, email yourself so that you're aware if a user requests a report. So you can do many different things. This is just an example of how to set it up. I'll show you the response that my service is going to give your Chatfuel bot here in a second. So let's test it out. All right, so here we go. Just greeting the user, asking them if they want to get their home value right now. So yes, of course. And here is where I'm asking for the address. So let's see. side. Zip code. Let's see. And this is where it's going to call the web service I built, and it's going to return a response. And so this is the format of the response. It's all text. I'm giving back the full address to the user so they know exactly what home they gave us. And so here's some of the data that we're getting back from Zillow. So this is the estimate from Zillow. This is the range. This is the low estimate, and this is the high estimate. I also included a link to the Zillow webpage so they can get more information, and also a link to the comparables that Zillow gives us as well. So this is most of the key data that we're getting back from the estimate API. There are some other data in there, but this is pretty much the bulk of it. Again, this is just an example. You can use this as you want, but this is the response that the user is going to give you. If you want to do some other things once you give the report back, again, you can just come into Chatfuel and you can add more steps below. But that's basically it. In a nutshell, if you have any questions, reach out. Again, this service is free. Feel free to use it. It's, a freebie for being part of this Facebook group. And yeah, go for it. Bye.